Welcome, everybody. It's the Shills live on the EiE Network, and we've got a bag of stupid that's overflowing. It's fallen onto the ground, and it's smearing up our floors and ruining the place. So we got no choice. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to attack it. And the only way we know how. We're going to do it smartly and funny, and we're going to have a great time doing it. So without further ado, I'm going to hand this over to Kevin Kennedy. We are light right now in the panel, but we got a few people that are late and joining, so let's just see how this goes. Kevin, how's it going, buddy?
We are consummate professionals, are we not? Yeah, we'll get the panel filled up eventually. We're getting there, though. Yeah, I'm always stoked for another show, though. It's always fun to point and laugh at stupid. So let's go around the table and see who's with us. Mr. Dawson, yourself, how are you today?
Very well, very well. The adventure of the fish tank continues in my world. We got one set up for my son, and we got some male and female guppies in there, and I've already got about 18 babies. So I'm either got to get something that eats babies quicker, or I got to get some classified ads up, because I've got a lot of fish to deal with now. But it's great fun, having a blast, and setting up for today went great. Technology is playing nice, and I think we might actually have a fucking winner on our hands. Cross my fingers.
Excellent. Mike Bertelson, how are you today?
Yeah, good. Doing really good. I have was on QED earlier today. And oh, by the way, I also had my second COVID shot this morning. Arm is a little sore, but that's about it. And we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Awesome.
So, yeah. The second guest on there was Jessie 10-2. Jessie
she was great.
Y. Yeah, she was great. You guys should think about going to sub to her if you haven't already. Talking to all you guys in the side chat.
Yeah.
For sure. Excellent. Keeping an eye on the chat and keeping us all in line. Aimee Hogan, how are you today?
I am doing great, thank you. Today was my day off, but we had a great mega mirror. We had the great game show today, and we're going to have a great show tonight. Even though the panel is light, I think we can do this. I think we've got, I'm sure we'll have some good opinions on some of these videos. And I want to thank everyone in the chat for coming today. Thank you so much, everyone.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
I do want to say something. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, Mike.
I do want to say something, because Jess had mentioned that a friend of her boyfriend's is a flurf, and
ouch,
so many people run into flurfs. I'd never seem to. I've always wanted to. I really do want to run into one in real life. I don't get the chance. Why is that? How do all you people find them?
Yeah, I would like that answer as well. I do know a total Ancient Aliens believer, like in real life, absolute worshipping of the Von Daniken throne. But I've never met somebody dumb enough to be a flurf.
Yeah. I work with a guy who's a young Earth creationist. He's also an engineer, which is kind of weird. But other than that, I got nothing. Nobody. It's weird.
Wow. The closest I ever came was my uncle. Because he passed away fairly recently, but before he did, towards the end of his life, he got really interested in conspiracies, particularly QAnon. He was a big Q guy, and he was an Apollo denier. And I guess one of the shows he watched on YouTube that had Q stuff or moon landing stuff on it, I don't know what, they had a flat earther on. I think it was Dearth, actually. And my uncle was telling me about how he watched this, and he goes, yeah, and the guy kind of made some decent points. And I have never become so hostile toward a person in my entire life than I did right then. For about 20 minutes, I worked so hard to shoot down everything he had to say about that show, just to make sure my uncle didn't turn into a flat earther.
Yeah, I could understand that. Gee, and it amazes me how people do watch those videos, and he made some good points. I said, really? Did you bother to look any of them up? Because you may not be knowledgeable in science and math and physics yourself, but I'm sure the 15 minutes you spend searching those claims will just dispel them all. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's how a lot of them get into it. Oh, you made sense on the video. That's because you're using
Yeah.
YouTube as your source for
Bull.
everything.
I mean, using YouTube as a citation is almost as bad as citing yourself, like if you're flirting out, right?
Didn't Riley do that?
Yeah,
He
that's
cited
kind of why I brought it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube and himself.
Yeah, but this whole trying to meet these guys in real life or girls or whatever people, it's YouTube guys, right? So it's in quotes. Yeah. It has nothing to do with population base of location either, because I'm in a small town, so you might think, well, there's a few more rednecky types and you'd meet one of these guys, but nope. And other people are in big, heavy locations. They don't know them either. It seems to be like a real luck of the draw, and maybe it has something to do with, like, when you meet people in just regular life and you strike up a quick conversation, maybe they're just instantly intimidated and they're never somebody you get to know.
Well, I know one way you can dramatically increase the odds of meeting one. Move to Thailand.
Wait, do they have a high cross section? I mean, other than
Well, we've got Taffy, we've got Dubai, we've got Phuket, all within Thailand. That's a very small country.
I wonder what that says.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's some sort of demographic statistic there. Just don't know what it is.
Stalker just types Gigantor.
Yeah, I saw
it. Definitely. Well, video wise, I know I got something right away. There's no discussion at all. Mike sent this video in, and I know he wants to get to it.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't we serve that one up right away? And I'm going to throw a couple of PMs out in the background and see if we got any takers to join us. So, Mike, do you want to intro this video?
Yeah, I'll say that this type of behavior is the main reason, one of the main reasons that I oppose these science-denying idiots at every fucking turn. Because what you're about to see is ridiculous. And there's something he says at the end too, that I don't know if we'll get that far into it, but there's something that he says at the end to his local mayor that just boggles my mind. So yeah, let's keep this in mind. This is one of the main reasons I oppose science-denying, globe-denying nut jobs on a stick.
Awesome. Here we go.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to come and talk to everybody about what I'm doing for the city of Watertown. I'll be running for city council, and people may be wondering, why is Donnie Lee running for city council? Well, it all began almost 2 years ago. I had no interest in politics. It wasn't until my name was brought up in a city council meeting that it drew my attention. And after being a part of going to city council for almost a year and a half now, I see all the corruption. I see all the mismanagement. I see people who are unaware of the New World Order and the agenda. I see people who are unaware of the Great Reset. And I see people who are sheep. I see people who are being led to slaughter.
Oh my God.
And they don't even know, and they don't even care. And my biggest thing is, yes, I'm known as the flat earth guy. It happens to be true. Okay?
That's not a good thing.
Earth is indeed flat and round. This is the greatest.
Let me just point out, first of all, the lack of self-awareness. Where it's like, I'm running for a place in politics. I don't know what was he running for? City council or something?
City council.
City council, okay. He wants a position in city council, and he doesn't see any issue with being associated with flat Earth. He doesn't see how that instantly disqualifies him from pretty much everything ever. Also,
Uh,
for the amount of times flat earthers have bitched about cartoons, that is a literal crayon cartoon behind him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to figure out what it is because it doesn't seem to associate with any known map of anything. I mean, the one we saw a couple weeks back that Barman did a video on, Teotihuacan, I think.
Yeah.
Even that one made more sense than this piece of crap. It looks like it was drawn with crayons by his neighbor kids. I hope the guy
Yeah, well, I was going to say,
kids.
it looks like it was drawn by his children that he shouldn't have been allowed to father. Fuck.
Yeah, because there's not a recognizable landmass I can see on there.
There's a good one in the chat. The Key Weasel says, "Who's running for council, the guy or the beard?"
Oh wait, it's going to get better because he's going to go to the city council meeting and talk to them. And let me tell you, I've been in local politics for a while. I've been a member of my local town committee for on and off for the last 20 years.
Nice.
And in order to go up and speak in front of the council, you usually have to sign up, and usually because people will go up and just babble about any old shit. So it usually has to be in relation to something on that agenda or something coming up. So you can clearly see when he comes up that he has just freaking blindsided them, signing up for something on the agenda and just completely not talking about it. So when he says that, that's really what he did. And but I get the impression, based on what he says, they know him well on that city council.
Oh,
do we have a vote up on this yet, or
no? We're already halfway through the video. I figured why even bother, right?
Yeah. It is pretty short, which is good.
Yeah,
I can't take much of this guy.
We should check with. Well, let's check with our pet rabbit there, Del. More video. Well, there's no gong vote, Del, so you're going to have to put up with it tonight. Nah, fuck you, Del. Okay, let's just watch the damn video. Fucking rabbit. Where did Reason get this fucking thing, man?
That's hilarious.
Okay. Yes, NASA's been lying to us. Yes, the schools lie to you. Yes, your parents lie to you. Your grandparents lie to you about the Earth being a spinning
And this
ball.
is the guy who thinks
Right.
he's going to make decisions for everybody on the city council.
I've made it my mission for 3 years on my YouTube channel to try to tell people and to show people. And I've got nothing but ridicule. All right? I've been called all sorts
There's a reason
of
for
things.
that.
I've had people try to break into my house. I've had people try to assault me. All sorts of things because I stand for the truth.
Bad. Yeah.
This means I must go
That is bad. That should
more
not
into the
happen.
truth and tell people
Oh no, I
the
said
truth.
bet. B-E-T.
Because
Like I bet.
if the devil
Yo.
is coming at me the way he is, because he is, and he uses whoever is out and about, that means I must be onto something here. And it's true. I have been putting up videos.
Hey,
like my
pause
last
this
video
a
that I
second.
just put up.
Goat.
So did you guys catch that? That this is Satan working through all of the Globers to get to him because he's that fucking important.
I mean, yeah, like who else would it be? Pazuzu's busy with Linda Blair.
Oh, that's a good one.
This guy is just so special in so many ways.
Oh, isn't he? He is. Yes.
But I do want to point out, he mentioned that he'd had his house broken into.
Yeah.
I don't believe for a second that is in any way related to him being a flat earther.
No.
Yeah.
If he did have his house broken into, that's terrible, and I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm also willing to bet it was just someone looking for valuables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it wasn't flat Earth maps.
Right. No, it was not. And if
Right.
anybody assaulted him because he's a flat earther, well, that's really not the way to approach this. That's just wrong.
That sucks too.
Yeah. I'm not sure that it actually happened. And because, by what he's saying, he's definitely a very trustworthy individual. So, all right.
Definitely. Believe
Yeah,
Satan
we
out
re-
to get him.
That's right. Satan's out to get him and using all of us to do it.
You meet a dick.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Is anybody here? Is anybody else having the Saturday Night Live flashback? Could it be Satan? You know, come on.
Yes, the church lady.
Yeah, man.
David
Wow.
Crosby going,
Isn't that special?
Satan? Yeah, that was good.
Oh, fuck. All right. So we get back to the beard then?
Yeah, let's see where the beard's going. Well, yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I know where he's going.
Is of a star. I use my Nikon P900 camera that I zoomed in on it, and that's what a star looks like when you zoom in on it. That's something like what NASA brings you.
Oh, for the love of
Right?
God.
I'm just sick of all the crap that's going on, all the lies. All right, and I'm the lowest of the low that could be going into city council. Okay, people mock me. They make
Good
fun
thing
of
you
me,
realize that.
and they say I have all manner of jokes about me. Whatever, but you know what? I'll confront you
Gee, I
about
wonder
it.
why that is.
Come talk to me about it. All right? I'm going to expose all these lies. So, with me being in city council, you're going to have no mask, no social distancing, no new normal.
Oh.
Okay? We're going to be standing for the Constitution, and we're going to be standing for what the truth
I would
is.
guarantee not to
All
get
right?
elected.
So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
All right? So, November, I need you to vote Donnie Lee for council. Starting on Tuesday, I need signatures. I need a minimum of 178 signatures to get on the ballot for November. All right? And I'm going to need you, City of Watertown residents who are registered voters, to help me make that possible.
The only signatures he's going to get are if you.
Sorry, Mike.
That's okay. The only signatures he's going to get is if he lies to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the end of the video?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was it.
Does he have a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or somewhere where he's prominent?
Oh, yeah. He's got a YouTube channel and he's got a follow-on video because right from here, he actually goes to the city council meeting.
Well, there's a reason I'm asking that, because if I can find his channel, there's the guy debating McToon, but I don't see his channel. I'll find his channel eventually, because he needs 178 signatures from registered Watertown voters to even get on the ballot. How much do you want to bet he has about that many fans and less than half of them are in Watertown?
Yeah. Right?
I don't know that any of them are in Watertown. I'm dropping his channel into the green room.
I mean, I know for sure that Scotty Storm, that guy, Dell, and Pratt don't live near him. So there's 4 people that, he can't count on.
Dubay.
Yeah. So, I just put it in the green room. He's got a follow-on video where he goes to city council meeting and basically berates them. He sent them a video on his P900 video of zooming in on stars, and he asked, "Did any of you watch it?" I'll bet none of you did. Well, of course they didn't. Who the fuck wants to see some idiot talk about how the flat is Earth? The Earth is flat. NASA lies. And here's my video that I shot from a digital camera that proves it all. I was like, come on, does it even make any logical sense?
Well, for me, I literally had to mute because I was dying in the background. But when I knew the P900 was going to come into it. For the love of God, I swear, if I ever win, some big ass huge lottery, I will buy the company just to stop production of that fucking thing.
And the other thing too is you could tell by the way he talks to them, and actually he interviews the mayor at the end of the next video. He goes there he even says to the mayor, "I'll see you next week," because he goes to every fucking meeting and he tries to get up there and he tries to talk. He sends them emails. They all know
he must
who
drive
he
them batshit crazy.
Oh, could you imagine? I just I see a an order of protection or an injunction coming here sooner or later. There's got to be. Kevin, you have your hand up.
Just an interesting side note. I went to his channel, clicked on a random video of a out of focus star, and the top comment here says, "Hey, Donnie, buddy, listen, you made a crucial mistake tonight. You followed the wrong person home to bang on their door. This time I let you stand there knocking like the fool that you are. Next time that may not go that way for you. You've been pushing a lot of buttons around town. Now you done pushed the wrong one. You've been warned."
Whoa!
Right?
Whoa!
Yeah. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Holy shit.
Oh,
yeah.
And to me, that doesn't sound like the kind of bravado you hear from a Daniel Pratt. That sounds like somebody who's literally saying, I can deal with this situation and you do not want me to.
Right.
Yeah. Like it sounds like a local that he had a literal physical encounter with.
Yeah.
And it's going to go bad.
Yep. Yeah, it is. And it's fuck.
That's hilarious.
He sends the city council emails about the Great Reset and about NASA and about stars and about, it's like, who wants this? I mean, who wants to deal with this? And is this the kind of guy that you want representing you anywhere, let alone in a political arena, making decisions about your children going to school? You know, with people like with Thompson going to schoolyards and handing out flyers, and frickin' Anthony Riley submitting a thesis saying that political indoctrination teaching the globe is illegal. And, you know, he's not the first video I've seen of flurfs going to municipal meetings. I've seen a couple where these people have gone to Board of Ed meetings, pushing that they should be teaching a flat earth as either the model or as an alternate fact. It's like, there are no alternate facts, you douchebag. This is the reason I will fight these stupid science deniers from, for all I've got, because they're not going to decide how our kids get taught. They're not going to decide what is reality with, it's just not going to happen. This is ridiculous.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I seriously, have you ever seen anyone that looked more out of place wearing the clothing that they were wearing?
Yeah, no. He probably just went and bought that off the rack somewhere just for this meeting too. Studying for council.
I guarantee the tags were cleverly hidden so it could be returned.
Oh, so he's actually
right.
too.
Well, that's what I noticed too, because he's standing there in the suit, and he's also got that
fake news.
Yes, he is, and he's also got that unkempt beard and everything. And it's like, oh my god, dude, can you at least comb that nasty thing? I can only imagine what's living in there. Don't want to know what's living in there.
There's probably half a bowl of Fruit Loops hidden in that thing, and nobody would know it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, he needs a snack for, because the meetings can run long. So
exactly.
That's why he has 3 squirrels living in there. He just grabs one every now and then and has a fucking chomp. The beast.
Yeah, Renee Enemy, she says Anthony Riley is such a Poe. He may be. I'm not sure. I mean, he did go through some extreme lengths for someone who's a Poe.
That putting yourself on display, trying to get on council, that's a really far stroke for Poeing out.
Oh yeah, no, he's not a Poe. He's just fucking nuts. That's all there is.
This cat's one of the real ones, right? For sure.
Yeah, I wonder. This was done. I don't know. Board of Elections fraud. I don't know which one the council seat. I have to look, see if he got his 178. And what do I 178? There must be a certain percentage of registered voters in their town. That's usually how that works.
Yeah. It's got to be a percentage thing, right?
Yeah, well, now he's in the news, because he's pushing this agenda and he's going to the meetings and speaking about it. So, yeah, he's got to be in the.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
Voter turnout for the 2020 election in Watertown was over 10,000.
Oh, really?
It does have a pretty good sized population.
Over 10,000. That's the turnout.
Yeah. Then again, he has 700 subscribers, and again, the odds that 178 of them live in Watertown is pretty low.
Yeah. Yes. And I got to wonder, did that, I'm sure that guy that made that comment is not a subscriber.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not a fan.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well,
it's a
well, we have a couple of really hidden gems in the background here. Should we move on to the next one, or what do you guys want to do?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
Let me switch over to video selection mode here. I just have to type it in on my secret NASA I can prove that the Earth is round when it's really flat device they give us all. And there we go. Okay.
The double secret tablet.
Yes, exactly. Oh, shit. Did we say this live? Damn it. Okay. Sorry. Never mind. Look into this light and repeat after me. So we've got, let's see here. Where is it? We've got, did we watch the chemtrails versus curvature video already?
Chemtrails versus
I don't think so.
Yeah,
that's a weird
I
one.
didn't think so either, right? Because when I thought to myself, there's no way I could get drunk enough to forget that title. That's fucked, right?
Yes.
You know,
Can't
and
wait
God
to
knows
see
I
how that
try.
works. Yes.
Yeah, you know, I try. You know? All right, let
Some
me
of
get
the
this
things
all.
we see.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. You know, people say, "Oh, you do this just to make money, so you can, stuff the real truth away and hide it or whatever." Are you kidding me? I'm in debt from the alcohol consumption it takes to do this. You know?
I do have to say though, that's my favorite complaint ever. You do your job for money.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
If I had
to be the first person in history.
And if we had to survive in what we make doing this, we'd be in
For the
trouble.
love of God, holy crap, dinner would be a luxury. What the hell are you thinking? You know?
Yeah.
Well, so this is chemtrails versus curvature, or I can't even remember because it's so stupid. Here we go.
The other day,
Chemtrails and
I
curvature
had the
in the same
misfortune to
title.
click on a Sci-Fi Dan video. He was reminiscing about his interaction with Flat Earth channels and wondering what happened to
I
them.
remember
His
this guy.
news seems to
I've
be
heard
going
him
nowhere
before.
fast. Excellent news. But he hasn't released a video in over a year. More good news. And I haven't seen him on YouTube for years. Win! And Sleeping Warrior has very recently lost his channel. What an absolute shame that is, hey? You'll all be pleased to hear that his channel has finally been removed from YouTube. Another one in the YouTube graveyard, I'm afraid. His channel has now been completely removed. What a shame.
Taking
Am I watching
pleasure from the
fucking Cinema
demise of some
Sins?
channels is pretty low, to say the least. He seemed genuinely
don't get it.
disappointed
Fuck
that
you.
some channels, like us, have changed their content temporarily to cover the pandemic. So like
So
the
some of his
thoughtful
favorite
person that
shares?
I am, this video is dedicated to Dan, so he doesn't feel forgotten. Today we're going to look at the most quoted proof of the globe Earth. Ships disappearing over the horizon. As in horizontal, meaning straight and level, Dan.
If you actually go out to a lake and
Know
there are
what that
boats
means.
on that lake, the farther away a boat is, the more the bottom of the boat will disappear and you'll basically just see the mast of the boat. And as a boat goes farther and farther away, the last thing you will see is the very top of the mast of that boat. And that's because the boat is actually going over the horizon.
I was waiting for her to fade away. That was an awful freeze frame.
That was really weird. Sorry, I don't know how that happened, but anyway, go for it.
So I had to look it up because they constantly make this argument that the horizon is related to the word horizontal. It's not. The word horizon comes from the Greek word, what is it? I can't even pronounce that, but it means separating circle. And part of that word comes from a verb which means to divide or to separate. It has nothing to do with the word horizontal. In fact, I'm willing to bet if I looked even further, I'd find that the word horizontal is based on the word horizon. Not the other way around.
Yeah, and I think the number one proof is the fact that when we can see the Earth from space, I mean, how can you beat that? And there has not been a flat earther yet. And there's not been a globe denier yet who has proved space doesn't exist. So yeah, until you do, you got nothing. And they don't have anything.
I completely agree. But we should definitely get back to this video before too long, because that is a horrible freeze frame to leave on the screen.
Yeah,
I know. And I'm actually a fan of hers. She's a good science communicator, and she's on a lot of the different shows I watch. And watching this guy use her to, be a shit fuck, it pisses me off. Here we go.
It's curved. That's curved. That's curved. That's curved.
Many experiments have been undertaken proving that it's perspective that makes the ships disappear and not curvature. In this video, we'll be looking at this from a different angle or perspective, and by using a different mode of transport, the aeroplane. That's plane, Dan, meaning straight and level.
Nope.
Imagine sitting on the seashore.
This is another one that's been done before. The word aeroplane, which is where airplane comes from, derives from the Greek air and level and wandering. It's a combination of those words. It has nothing to do with the plane of existence. It has to do with the plane created by the wings of the aircraft.
Because somehow
every time they do the whole word game, they're always wrong.
Yeah, because somehow at some point in time we've named things as clues that the Earth is flat. Is that what they're trying to say? Oh, we have we have somebody just came in.
That seems to
yes,
be
we do.
The ridiculous idea that that there's like clues in language that hint that the Earth is flat, and it's like, why the hell would anyone do that?
Yeah.
And we've got Slim Living Cyborg here now. Goddamn alcohol. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey, good.
Doing good.
Trying to survive another, shit lashing of fucking crazy, but yeah.
I was trying to get in for the Donnie thing, so I wanted to put in my 2 cents in, but we're now at this, and I can't believe he's using one of my favorite NASA public figures, I guess is the way to put it. I know she has a lot of degrees, but I can't believe he's using her to pretend to debunk the globe.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed a few flat earthers doing that when they find the rare occasion where an expert talks about the curvature of the Earth or debunks flat Earth, because they rarely do it because experts don't give a fuck. Like you'll never find an astronaut debunking flat Earth because he's been to space. He doesn't give a shit.
That's right.
But every time they do it, it seems to work out really well for them, because it's very easy for an expert to misunderstand the flat Earth position because they don't know it, because they don't live in this world like we do. So they end up looking, quote unquote stupid in what they're trying to do, because they're coming at it from a completely outside perspective. And it's like, it's so dishonest. It's like, this person really doesn't care about your flat Earth. I don't know why you're bothering with them.
Yeah. So should we see how we're gonna bring chemtrails into curvature here?
Yeah, let's find out about that.
Looking out at the
Because
horizon
so far he's
and
hasn't
watching
made the
ships
point.
disappear over the non-existent
sorry.
curve.
That's all right.
Then you look over your shoulder to see a plane coming from behind you, the long chemtrail stretching out behind it. That's chemtrail and not contrail, Dan.
Contrail.
Chemtrail.
Nope, contrail.
Contrail. Chemtrail.
Contrail. Contrail. All contrail.
Chemtrail. How can this be if the plane is flying over a globe? Surely it has to follow the shape of the Earth below it, does it not, Dan? Simple answer, it's flying straight and level over a level surface. As the plane goes over your head and flies off into the distance, you can't help but notice that the chemtrail is straight from horizon to horizon.
Nope. Pause. Nope. Pause.
No.
No. Yeah. Bullshit. I always hate that it looks flat, so it is flat. It looks straight, it is straight. you got to ask these guys, okay, so you're saying you're looking at that, it looks flat and level to you, therefore the Earth is flat. How did you figure out, if the Earth was a globe, how did you figure out how much curvature should be in your visible horizon here? And how did you figure out whether you have the visual acuity, or people have the visual acuity to be able to see that curvature? No, it isn't. You just to go say, hey, it's straight and flat because it looks like it to me, therefore it is bogus. That's not how science works. That's bullshit. Total and complete bullshit.
Found a perfect image to really demonstrate this. Someone basically drew some grid lines at contrail altitude, and you can see in the distance that they do in fact curve over the horizon, but the ones directly over your head are straight because you can't see very far from the ground.
Well,
yeah.
Well, just like a surface, you assume it's flat because it looks like that. You put a marble on it and it rolls off to one side. It's not flat, just because your eyes trick you into thinking you see something doesn't mean it. That's why we use precision measuring equipment to determine things.
Exactly.
Cool. We'll have more incoming in a minute here. Got another link out to somebody, but yeah, this is not going well for the video's originator. Holy shit. Del, is this the kind of thing you really think about when flat Earth comes up?
Pointless.
Well, then why are you a flat earther?
Useless. Moron.
Yeah, well, you're calling yourself what you want to call yourself, buddy. I don't know. Should we get back to this video a bit?
Yeah, let's get back to this lovely proof of curvature on the screen.
If one can witness a ship disappearing over the horizon at about 2 or 3 miles away, then surely one could see the chemtrail of a plane curve at 8 inches per mile squared, the same as the supposed curvature of the Earth.
There's that stupid
Unfortunately
fucking
for
number
Dan,
again.
this is not what we see. The chemtrails
Holy
are
shit.
long, straight,
That picture was
and
hilarious.
level, just like the surface of the Earth. Depending on the speed and distance from you, a plane can be visible for a good 5 minutes. At about 600 miles an hour, that plane would have travelled about 50 miles. That's more than 1,600 feet of curvature that should be visible by a curved chemtrail. If the curve of the Earth is apparent at just 2 or 3
feet from end
miles
to end
away on the sea, then why is the same phenomena not visible at 50 miles in the sky? Is it refraction, Dan? That seems to be the stock answer for stuff that you can't explain. When can you see the chemtrail curve, Dan? When it's perpendicular?
Oh, darn.
Oops, sorry, wrong button.
I was hoping for that previous image to remain up because that one's beautiful because it shows how utterly moronic their worldview is. That's a half circle in that chemtrail, like fisheye photo he's got. You think you can see half of the Earth from where you stand?
Didn't he at one point say you couldn't see any of those trails curving, and then he showed a photo of it? Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, we got another player at the panel. We got Bob the Science Guy. Dr. Bob, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, not too bad. Just got back from a nice dinner with a wife, and just relaxing a little bit with my favorite Shills.
Excellent. Cool. That sounds like a great evening all around. Good. You're going to love this guy, Bob. This guy's a right cracker. Holy.
Yes, he's using, quote, chemtrails, unquote, to prove there's no curvature of the Earth. Because that's related.
All right, guys, I can't see out of my left eye anymore. You got to stop this, man. I'm old.
Yeah, we do play rough around here. This is a crazy one, but let's dive right back in so Bob can get a good taste. Let's get in there.
When can you see the chemtrail curve, Dan? When it's perpendicular to you? When it's parallel to you? Why do we see this when we should be seeing this? Evidence of curvature at 3 miles, but none at 50 miles.
Oh, great and wise NASA Oracle, Dildo Dan, please enlighten me.
I'll await your explanation with bated breath.
Size matters,
I'm
folks.
sure it's going to be a classic.
Size matters.
What happened there? Yeah, I don't know what
Actually,
happened. Oops.
I think skills even better, but when you combine both of them, they're just awesome.
Yeah.
So is that the end of his video?
Let me just go over and look. That was so strange because we got an echo there for a minute, and then the mic to the monitor video feed died. That was really strange. And Volcano Image is here. So, why don't you guys welcome him? I'm going to shut up and see what the hell went wrong.
Well,
How are you
welcome.
today,
But that
Volcano?
was this little audio effect thing.
Thank you.
By the way.
How are you doing today? Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yep,
Yeah.
sound okay?
Okay.
You do have your virtual camera on, though. Are you able to turn that off?
Yeah. Hold on. There you go.
Oh, that's your actual webcam.
That's not off.
I meant just turn it off so that it's just your icon showing.
All right. This is my first time being in here, so
That's okay.
Hit the little camera in the bottom right white bar. Click the little camera
There we
icon
go.
red. There you go. All right. Perfect.
all right.
Awesome. Have you seen anything of what we were just watching at all?
I just got on. I just got off of Mr. Sensible's live feed about
Cool.
a couple minutes ago. So I told Amy I was going to be a little bit late because I was still over there. I didn't realize it was going to be this long, but we just got off about a couple seconds ago.
Well, we also had a screw up with the start time because we weren't sure if the UK had flipped their time zone yet, and it didn't quite work out right. But shit happens.
Of course.
So yeah, the video, I don't know if it ended there, but it seems to just be gone. So I kind of think that was the end.
That was his attempt at an auditory effect, an audio effect.
Yeah.
He wanted to put a little echo in it for
Yeah.
dramatic effect.
He used the default preset on Audacity.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
He could only pay a video editor for the last 15 seconds of his video. Edited the crap out of it.
And can I just
that's
point out
funny.
how weird it is how frequently flurfs end up bringing up things like, say, dildos or homosexuality or things like that when making fun of globe earthers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
Sounds like projecting.
That's
Just
all they
a little
have.
project.
The name calling's all they have. They can't beat us on science. They can't beat us on logic. That's all they have.
But then again, a lot of these flat earthers, especially the prominent flat earthers, like Nathan Oakley, Globebusters, Eric Dubay, they're not really flat earthers. They're doing it for the money. So it's basically internet snake oil. That's all. That's pretty much all it is. That's how I treat it, and that's how my thing is. I like to put the burden of proof on them. If they're making a claim, they have to prove it. That's how I like to do business.
Well, actually, the burden of proof is on them. I mean, even if you just talk about gravity, gravity is arguably the most studied subject in physics in the history of physics.
And the most
There's
strange
literally tens of millions of pages of published, peer-reviewed, critical data on the subject. So, in order to shift the burden to us, they would have to first debunk all of that.
Yes, exactly.
And but they consider the fact that if we claim the Earth is a globe, that's enough to shift the burden to us, and that's just not true at all. That's not how science works. That's not how debate works.
Right.
They always talk about. They also always talk about, that's an appeal to authority when you bring up those peer-reviewed documentations. Well, no, that's not true because, like most logical fallacies, there is an exception to the appeal to authority, and it's deferral to authority. If it's considered to be authority on a subject, then you're deferring, you're not appealing. I'm sorry, Kevin, you were trying to say something.
No, I was just going to respond to what you said about like how very much gravity has been studied throughout the history of mankind, and that's what they're up against. And that's the beautiful thing to me is that like people think, like Riley thinks he can debunk all of that, everything about gravity with a fucking egg.
Yeah,
like they think it's that easy.
And that egg actually debunks his notion of relative density disequilibrium, and he doesn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Well, every experiment they do, even if they do it wrong, still proves in a certain way the globe.
Yeah.
Because it still works in physics. If you still look at the parameters, it still works. So, yeah. And the other thing is, even if we're not talking about a specific science, if you use multiple sciences, theories together, and they work together, well, that proves the rest of everything, right? So, I mean, just building a house would prove the globe because you have to use the measurements and use certain devices that measure things. Even if it's on a small scale, it's still so precise. They can't even agree on that numbers actually mean what they mean.
Yeah. Use for theodolite, yep.
The problem with flat Earth is they just don't understand the principle enough to realize what they're doing.
Yes.
You know, they can't even design an experiment that gives a yes or no because they don't understand what they're looking at.
Well, yeah, that's the part of the biggest problem with them is they do not understand the model that they're trying to debunk. You know, they make all these claims like this stupid chemtrails. Like, not once in here did he equate anything that you could possibly use as evidence to say this proves this. You know, it's just, this looks like it to me, therefore it is. That's all he had. They really don't understand what it is that they're trying to debunk and how that model actually works.
Well, what they do is they just make a wild claim.
Yeah.
And then treat it as a fact and then make another inference and a claim from that as if it was true. And that's just not the way it works.
Exactly.
What, you mean a meme isn't science? Oh, dang it. Oh,
yes, man. A meme. God, that's all they do on Facebook. Every single one of those flirts.
I was
spamming memes.
I was in a flat Earth Discord, and it was every 5 seconds. Out of the 1,000 people, it was a meme, and then them laughing about how they thought it was a got you moment for us. Yeah. And it's just meme laughing, pretending that globers are dumb and that they are smart somehow. Like taking a photo of the moon or the moon landing and going, huh, they believe this is real. Well, okay, what next?
Yep.
Actually prove to me it's not real. Instead of you and your 1,000 friends going, ho, we got hard-ons because we think we know more than other people. It's like, no, like math and prove to me. And like I've said before, if I could make the weights that I lift from my nipples lighter, please show me a way. Because
the best thing to do is ask the flat earther is, what causes objects to only fall towards the earth and not in any other direction? What force causes that? It's an obvious force. It's, you know, when you lift a weight, there's obvious resistance there.
Yes.
They can't answer that.
Well, I'd like to ask why don't things fall in a diagonal?
Yeah, yes. I do the same thing. Why don't they go up? You know, people always refer to the helium balloon. Okay, when you put a helium balloon in a vacuum chamber, it falls. So it goes towards the earth. It goes in that direction.
And again, why do things go up and down? Why don't they go diagonal? Why don't they go left and right? Why is there a seeming that it goes up and down? What is that force? And that's explainable with gravity. Why something with less density will be able to go up without any other force enacting on it? And why does something fall down when it's heavier than whatever medium it's in, or however you explain gravity? We all know how it works.
Yeah, because they always use the density excuse. Okay, so for example, if you got water, all right, and something floats on top of the water, that object is still being pulled towards down, regardless. Yeah. So no matter what you do, even the least dense object is still going to be on top, but it's still going to be pulled towards the earth, and they still don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, I want to say something, but first, Aimee has something to say.
Oh, yes, please. Thank
I
you.
think we have something to say about Mia the Tias.
Yeah, we have a super chat.
Mr.
Yay.
Nielsen for 50 Danish Curtis. I think you got spunked by Slim on this one. Only has all the toys.
Yeah, thank you. It was good.
Go away, Mr. Nielsen.
Yeah, oh, good Lord. Thank you so much.
You know, the density thing, the hot helium balloons rising, it always gets me too, because okay, you have this helium balloon, it rises, but how come it only rises slowly? It doesn't go up at 9.8 meters per second, because there is also a downward force it has to fight in order to be able to go up. Bob, you were wanting to say something?
Yeah, I got something. I got something that made them absolutely melt down the other day. Second law of thermodynamics. So if I have an entirely enclosed container, and I introduce helium to it, does the helium expand to fill all the spaces?
Well, of course
now,
it does.
if I add some sulfur hexafluoride to it, will the sulfur hexafluoride expand to fill all spaces?
No,
Second law of thermodynamics says it does. So why do they layer out?
Yeah, I hate the second law of thermodynamics because it doesn't even apply.
Well,
it's
it does,
only
but they don't
valid
apply it
for
correctly.
Right. Well, yeah, it's only valid for an isolated system, though. You know, an isolated system will approach equilibrium if and only if also the processes are reversible. We meet none of those criteria if the Earth was a globe. So to say it proves the Earth isn't a globe is another situation where you just don't understand the concept you're trying to apply.
I don't know if I really go along with that as much, because I think that one of the things about the second law of thermodynamics that they refuse to admit is the influence of work upon the system. So, for example, to make a vacuum chamber with a bell jar and smooth metal surface and a little oil, it starts off that there's gas in that bell jar. In order to create a vacuum, you have to pump that gas out, and work is defined as the displacement of mass in the direction of an applied force. You're applying a force to it. So you're reversing entropy by the application of work. And under entropy, the atmosphere would be of uniform pressure. If some of the gas from the upper atmosphere has to be moved down to the lower atmosphere in order to get a pressure gradient, you're performing work on the system.
Right.
Gas has mass. The only thing that we're missing is the force, and by the fact that it happens, there is a force acting on it.
Yeah, but one of the criteria for the second law is it has to be an isolated system. When left to itself, will always arrive at a state of thermal equilibrium, where entropy is at its highest. It has to be an isolated system in order for the second law of thermodynamics to apply. Most physicists actually consider that the second law is the only true law in all situations of thermodynamics, because it only applies to an isolated system. And there's no way, even if we were a dome, I'm not even sure we could consider that an isolated system. Aimee, you have your hand up.
Yes,
First,
please.
now his wife.
Yes, we have a super chat.
In Danish. Change your name into Mrs. Nielsen, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
For 50 days. Will the real Slim not stand up? Rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
Thank you so much.
What the hell was that?
Just for everybody, I will keep
I
sitting
have
down.
no clue.
There's a joke that I do streams naked, just like right now, and so they don't want me to stand up during streams because I threaten people that I'm going to stand up during streams when our camera's on. So that is the joke.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the joke is actually in your hand at the urinal, but that's another story.
Yes, exactly. So I have a question that I think I know the answer, but maybe it would be interesting to discuss. So there's nothing you can do on Earth to negate gravity, correct? It's always going to be a force, even if it's different in different places, or even if you use a Faraday cage or something. Technically, it's always pushing down or pulling towards the center of the Earth, correct?
Correct.
So a flat earther has to disprove that in the first place. If it's happening constantly on everything, I don't know. That it just dumbfounds me sometimes.
Well, the downward vector is even in a vacuum chamber pulled to, as close to a vacuum as you can get. Everything is going to fall downward no matter what. So it's kind of that in and of itself debunks the whole concept of relative density, because you can measure the downward acceleration. It doesn't change with the density change of the medium. That downward acceleration component is always constant. Dick.
And the whole thing, the whole thing of this density just boggles my brain, because as the atmosphere gets thinner, when I go up, when I let go of this can of beer in my hand right now, which I would never do, would it not go up?
You would think, I don't know. I mean,
that's their whole dislogic in their pretend logic. Is it doesn't make any sense. Like, even a person who tattooed their face is a carny and is in a traveling circus. I can figure this stuff out, and these people can't. It just is so unfathomable to me how I don't have a degree in anything. I mean, well, electronic music production. Okay, so I know how to run sound stuff. I built computers. I have some tech background, but even my dumbass can be like, well, obviously, like, these things work. This physics works. This math works. What's your problem?
Oh, that's always a good one. Now with Riley, he keeps pushing this. You can use math to show relative density, and he keeps pushing you divide the density of the medium by the density of the object. If it's greater than 1, less than 1, all this other stuff. Yet we'll say you can't use math to describe reality, and that 5 divided by 0 is 5. It's like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? Either you can use math or you can't use math. It's not an either or kind of situation. Aimee, you have your hand up again.
Yes, I did, please.
You multiplied it by 2, guys. I would like to take a moment to appreciate that Bob made a joke. That was actually funny. My dad. Thanks, Bob.
Oh God. Thank you very much.
I get no respect.
That was funny. We've had a few calls for the next video in the live chat. What do you excellent people think? Should we dive into the bag of stupid and see what we can find?
Yes, please. I don't want to think about the last video we just saw. Let's think about something else.
Am I guessing it would be stupid?
Yes.
Oh, it's only getting worse, Bob. It's only getting worse.
It gets stupider as we go. So
yeah. So we have a video, and it is entitled "The Sun Moves Around the Earth." We have another one titled "What is the Point?" We have, I think we did cover this one a tiny bit, but it got gonged and laughed off really fast. And there's a couple people on this panel that might really like it, but it's a hidden secret within Earth's dual magnetic system.
Dual magnetic system?
I said dual, and I didn't stutter or slur that. That is the word.
Oh, son of a monkey.
Yeah.
Is it like AC magnetism?
I'm not. We don't pre-watch them, right, to make sure that we go in like as shocked as everybody else. So I don't really know what it's going to be, other than it was grabbed by Colin or somebody who likes to inflict pain on us. So it's going to be bad. Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Sure. Can I just grab the super chat real quick, if you don't mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
was going to say go there.
Mr. Nielsen for 50 Danish credits. Sorry, Tony. Have to. Had to. You want to flip a tooth the next time and always forever. Why you know.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
That's
All
awesome.
right.
So
Yes.
here we go. We have a video that is going to destroy many brain cells. So I urge you all to hang on to your asses because here it comes.
Let me open a beer.
Welcome to Flat Site of Flat
my God.
Science. And we'll try to explain how the whole system works. Today, I was just watching a Santos Fanasi video. I'll put some more information up later on another video, maybe referring to it and going back and checking it out and relating it to what I've been doing. So it made me think, well, I've always wanted to convert his theory, all this astrological stuff, to the flat earth, because they're always referring to the globe. And how
Get on with it!
Yeah, no one beats around a bush more than a
astrology and all
flirt.
that.
Can you chipmunk it? Can we chipmunk it?
I'm just drawing it all up,
Yeah.
and it brought me to a certain thing.
Yes, tell us
I
what
just
that
thought
certain
I'd
thing
put on
is already.
video, not only for you guys, but for my record. There's some.
I wish you would make a script.
Oops, sorry.
God.
Hold on. I am going to speed this guy up a tiny bit. Sometimes that screws with, where you are in the video. So I just want to make sure I know where I am. Okay, a minute in.
Why is it that these guys always beat around the bush and never fucking say what it is they're trying to get to?
I know.
Yeah.
Although I do have to
can
admit,
answer
I have to admit really quick, he is good at drawing boobs, vaginas, and orifices. Or holes. He's really good at that.
You know,
Word
everybody's
salad.
gotta have a hobby. I'm sorry, Volcano. I talked over you. What was that?
Basically, what this guy's doing is talking word salad.
Yes.
That's all he
absolutely.
does, Lindsay. That's all he does.
Yep. Okay, so I've got it sped up, and I think he's about to get to something we can actually use. Shall we get back in?
Yeah.
I was going to answer Mike's question about why they can never get to the point. Because they all failed school. They all failed basic calculation skills, so they don't have it.
None
They
whatsoever.
can't get to the point because they don't know what the point is. They just want to kind of wing it and see what just comes out.
I noticed there's no vote up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oops. Oops. Too busy enjoying a cold beer. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Vote is up. There we go. Oh, it's in the bad spot now, though. I'll have to move it. Bring it down to like there. That'll do. All right. There we go. Okay. Let the punishment commence.
Video, not only for you guys, but for my record. There's some magic that goes on in this world that the average guy knows nothing about. And
Magic.
It's sort of connected to what people think are aliens and whatever, but they're not aliens. They're still humans at the end of the day. But there's a jump in time, which they refer to as a wormhole or hyperspace.
Of what space?
And this is what it's got to do with.
Hyperspace.
So when the moon, you've checked
Okay.
out my previous video about the moon, how it goes around and works its way up to the sun, and then comes back down towards the earth to full moon. So
Oh, it's a spiral.
where the Egyptians described it with the pyramids, but it's basically a cone. And the planets are staggered all the way out. So
Oh,
the
that's
moon-
why the
moon
pyramids are shaped the way
swings
they
its
are?
way up the cone, passing all the planets as a harmonic oscillator, basically, because it's all about frequencies. Gets to the
Passing
the
all
sun.
the planets? Did he
And the
just say
sun's
that?
Phase shifted.
Yeah.
It's changed now. So it's still there, but it's a chemical reaction. It's like going from gas to liquid.
What
You
is
don't
he
see the liquid,
smoking?
but you see the gas.
A lot of
stuff. Condensed high pressure zone. So anyway, it goes up to the sun. Goes up to the sun at new moon. Gets up to the sun and then travels with the sun 2.2 days. And eventually... because
Oh,
the
I
sun
want
moves
to see
quicker than
that
everything else,
fucking
it's the center of
calculation.
the cosmos.
Pause.
How does
Pause. that's a pretty fucking specific number. 2.2 days. That's not something you just pulled out of your ass. Well, actually, it probably is something he just pulled out of his ass. But I want to see where the fuck that number comes from, because I guarantee you he cannot provide an analytical solution that shows 2.2 days of a spiral. And if that's what the goddamn pyramids are, they're shaped that way because the moon spirals between what planets? What sort of bong is this guy sucking on?
Are you serious that you guys can't understand what he's saying? I mean, it's obvious. Well, no. Follow me through. Okay. So the full moon is like frozen. It's like ice. Okay. And during the moon cycle, what happens is it moves closer to the sun and it starts to melt. The part nearest the sun melts until it all melts, and then it hovers there for 2.5 days, which makes perfect sense to me. And then it comes back down, and the part farthest away from the sun is what freezes first because it's really cold. And the sun's still warming one side and it's frozen on the other. And by the time it gets all the way down, the whole thing's frozen again. The whole cycle repeats. I mean, it's obvious.
Oh, jeez.
How many drinks did you have at dinner?
Yeah.
Not enough to deal with flirts.
I swear. Am I the only one that pictured a lava lamp as he was saying that? And we got Jutmonkthedrunk. Hey, buddy.
Oi, motherfucking oi, man.
Oi.
How's it going?
Do you know what?
I
finally got in. I have been trying to fucking connect this Bluetooth to the computer, and then I was just having problems. It was crashing. It was doing my fucking head in, so I took a dump on my neighbor's porch.
That's the answer, of course. There's a tiny echo coming from yourself.
Hey, is there? Okay, try that.
All right.
That's the residence from his neighbor's porch.
That's right.
Well, yeah.
In porch.
So if you don't fucking watch the show, I'll take
It's
a dump
not dampened
on your face.
Yes. Hey, Amy, you got something to say?
Yes, please. We have a super chat again.
Could you leave us alone for a minute?
Be nice.
Mr. Nielsen. Yeah, I know I got my bobs. My dad and my toadies. But cousin. Confused there. But I had many as in many beers.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mr. Nielsen. Oh, that's funny. Well,
okay, so I believe that he is referencing some of this stuff from. There is a book that somebody wrote about the pyramids and aliens, and they are speaking about these worlds that he's speaking about. So that's what he's referencing. So it seems like he's just pulling this out of his. But no, there's that crazy. Yeah, there's that crazy lady that went on about the emerald tablets in Egypt, and she said that proved aliens and that this porthole was opening somewhere, and so it's referencing some book that some weird.
Well, something was opening. Something was opening, but I think it was the anal cavity speaking to us here.
It's ice.
Well, if you're talking about me, I'll fucking carry on. Listen, what the fuck? Someone fill me in because I haven't got a fucking clue what dipshittery we're watching.
So this guy is claiming something about the moon spirals from full moon up through the planets till it's up at the same height as the sun. It stays there for 2.2 days, very specific number, and then starts to spiral back down. I got nothing. That's what he said.
And it's a dual magnetic system.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't know. He hasn't said shit about magnets yet. So
not yet. Yeah.
But we have hope.
Yeah, we do.
I'm actually, I'm none the wiser. You may as well have said "fuck all" to me because I don't know what the fuck.
How do you know we didn't?
As far as I'm concerned, that was just a load of words put together that amounted to a fucking noise.
You're exactly right. That's exactly how I feel, and I watched the damn video so far. So
yeah. See, now you're sounding much more coherent. I'm glad you're okay.
All right. So
you know what?
See if he's going to make a point.
I want to get to the magnet.
Well, hold on. I just want to watch Monkey shit all over this guy. That's just too funny.
There you go.
That's the fucking one. Thank you very much. How's that? Fuck face.
Nice.
I needed that. It just here's what ails you, you know? Okay, here we go. Let's listen to this fucking moron some more.
It gets right at the centre. The sun will start leaving it behind, and then the moon will come out, and then we see the moon come out. See, this is where the cardinoid comes into it, because the moon will go up.
Out of what?
It's half cycle to the sun.
He doesn't know.
And then travel.
The moon's coming out,
for
man.
2.2 days. And then
The moon barn.
Well, there's 2 full days in there, and then there's that 0.2.
Where's this 2.2 days come from?
Which moves the moon along a little bit. That little jump there.
I don't know.
So it goes in,
Egyptian mythology.
disappears in with the sun. It pops out that little bit further on, which is 4.8 hours. Now, that jump is connected with this hyperspace wormhole
Another
jump.
rather specific number.
And but it has to happen at a certain time. So when that's going on, there has to be a full solar eclipse. There's a third entity. There's another planet involved lining up. It'd be the Mercury or Venus, but there could be other planets, because in the whole religious story, the Virgo, Virgin, Mary, and all that, you've got the 12 stars.
This is about a dual magnetic system, right?
Cluster.
I don't get it.
That's the title, right?
Crown of Thorns, whatever it is.
Yep.
Crown, it's to do
This
with
guy
all
lives
that.
in another universe.
But so this jump occurs. This magic. It's to do with the dual magnetic fields of Earth.
It's magic.
It's a dual
Magic,
system.
all right.
Pause.
Go.
There you go. He's explained it. It's fucking magic.
Did they say magic or midgets?
Well, either way, Dr. Bob, it's fucking impressive then, isn't it?
Oh dear.
The title of this has to do with dual magnetic something or others, right?
Yeah.
Has he mentioned a magnetic
Midgets.
field yet? Midget fields. Okay. Dual midget.
I will admit I have seen this video to the end, and I honestly don't remember if he actually does. I don't think he does. I think he writes the titles, and then he doesn't write a script. I know that for sure. Besides writing on that board, besides on the board, he just wings it, and he probably does not talk about that.
Wow.
Why don't we take a quick sojourn here? Can you imagine what 2 midgets fighting with broadswords would look like?
Oh, never mind.
I'd like to fucking jump in on that one. I'll fight with a couple of midgets.
I'll take the bets.
Bob, you got to remember, I have a circus.
You stand about my height.
So we've seen that almost not broadswords, but I mean.
Too funny. I think Aimee is ready with Super Chat Matt for some action.
Yes, please. We have a super chat.
Mr. Nielsen for 50 Danish krona said, Junkmonk, you know a dog peed on your box earlier, right? Whoops, wasn't supposed to tell you. You're fake. You're not real, Mr. Nielsen. You're
Thank you so much.
Thinking, Mr. Nielsen.
Thank you very much.
You know the other thing that would be almost as cool as 2 midgets with broadswords? 2 midgets coming at each other with fire hoses. The first one that actually gets a hit wins.
Literally.
Just picture that in your mind.
Oh, Jesus.
I've seen little person wrestling. We've done a couple of shows where we were at conventions and they had little person wrestling. So I got to see that at least.
No.
Del, seriously, Steaming Cup of Reason got us that pet rabbit that we got on the set now, and he named it Del, and it's a foul-mouthed little beast, isn't it? Shut up, Del. God, why are you such a jerk? Shut up. Okay. Should we get back to the video then, or does anybody want to rip on this? Well, I don't even know what to call him right now because everything I want to say will get us demonetized for sure.
I want to
Can we talk about midgets some more?
because I want to.
Oh, we're trying to keep it monetized.
I want to talk about magnets.
Are we trying to keep them monetized these days? Are we?
Well, not so much trying, but we're trying to skirt the line and figure out where it is, right? You know, God knows we're not very good at it. You know,
you'll probably know that, like, every time I'm on, it's definitely demonetized.
That's what I tried to do to Cheesemondo's channel.
He's worked that one out.
I think we've done that to Cheesemondo's every time, or I have.
Yeah.
You can't control
what do you
this
say?
fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't want
to.
I wouldn't want it any other way.
Fields are right. There's the magic zone, and that magic is created. Now I'm onto this magic zone. I can't describe it too much, but if you want to understand a little bit more about it, some guys painted something, and it's to do with energy, magnetic fields. Just check it out. I haven't got it with me right now. I should have brought it in. A guy called St. Clair, and it's to do with wormholes and hyperspace and levitation, spacecraft, and basically what they discovered earlier on when they started making the Star Trek movies, how they can teleport you from here to there. It's not as bizarre as what you think now when you start understanding all this.
It's not.
Because, you know, like Tesla showed us with this many experiments and involving
citation needed?
Mark Twain. When Mark Twain went to his place and he stuck his hand under this, whatever it was, and it showed basically...
Oh, get to a
really
point.
It's the same sort of thing as
He's
when they
literally
start
just
teleporting
saying
you from the ship
stuff.
down to Earth and stuff.
Yeah.
Feel the fuzzy stuff going on. It's sort of like that. That's what we basically are. That's what we are up there in the
He
stars.
took a big hit of acid
Resonating
before he
frequencies.
started this video.
Yeah.
Physical
Totally.
down here due to pressure. But this is where he's patented stuff, and this is where it's all coming from. It's this magic zone between the two magnetic fields. So,
And he's lost.
He stumped himself.
Realise this is how the new moon system works. You get that cardanoid shape. The moon full moon down the bottom here goes around half cycle into the sun, and then out again, back down full moon.
So the moon's a fractal.
Disappears out again. So when it goes in, disappears, comes out 4.8 hours ahead.
What?
From where it went in.
Apparently, the moon is a
Cycle.
Fibonacci sequence.
0.2 of a day. Leave it at that. Get your head around that one.
What?
Oh my!
Are you
God.
fucking kidding me?
I absolutely
I
have
have
no
one
fucking
question.
clue what any of that meant.
Neither did he, and he said it. So how can you have a wormhole without gravity? Okay, I got silent. There it is.
That's crazy.
I forgot to mention this. So he does actually have a notepad that he writes stuff down on that he puts in front of him every video, and then he looks at it while he's talking about his whiteboard. So he actually does make notes. He's just so scatterbrained and has nothing to say that he gets lost. Like, I don't know if you noticed in the last 30 seconds, he actually looked down. He actually does have a notepad that he brings over when he starts his videos. So, oh my God.
Do you know what? You know what he does, right? What he does is he writes bullet points and then he doesn't quite know how to put them together in a sentence that's coherent, that makes sense, that people can understand.
No, he doesn't understand how to make a presentation, how to present it, how to.
No, he's just going.
I mean,
okay, spirals. So the spirals, moon, 2.5 days. Oh yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty much it too. That's exactly how that went.
Yeah,
and where's the duel?
He was fucking smoking freebase before he'd done that. I swear his eyes were fucking like all over the place.
Wow.
I really hope he's on crack, because if he's not, then like, oh my God, he needs help.
He's just something stronger than pot.
He's on
Should
something.
we crack on?
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah,
And by the way, that
Um,
that the dogs on the beach really only works because they're corgis. That's what makes that picture work so well.
I really wanted to
Wow.
discuss magnets because I have some implanted in my body, and I was hoping we could get into an intelligent discussion about magnetism, but there's nothing in there to even dissect or even go over. So never mind, everyone.
He said magnetic field once.
Could I just say something about corgis, though, which is a lot more interesting than talking about that piece of shit we've just witnessed? I'd like to erase that. The corgis are endorsed by the Queen.
Yes, that's because they're cool.
Yeah.
Corgis are cool.
Yeah, man. They are cool.
So, Dick, we have a point at the point video, and what was the other one?
Well, let me get in there and see what we've got here, because there's actually a huge fucking pile, and sometimes I just randomly pick them out of my. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we've got a big thing. So we've got one called false belief. That's it. That's all it says. False belief.
I don't believe that.
We have one that Dr. Bob is. Hold on. We got one that Dr. Bob is going to love. Airline pilot in support of flat Earth.
Bring it.
Bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah. It has to be, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. It does have to be bullshit.
Yeah. You know. And it's not an it's actually a horrifically long video, but we'll see how much of it survives, and we'll see what we can do here. So we have, well, I mean, what am I supposed to say? This is gonna be bullshit.
How did you first get into flat Earth? How did you first start looking into it?
Yeah, well, actually, I was just since 2003. I was looking into the vaccine business because my son, he's now 13. He got very ill from the vaccination. He had a
pause. How the fuck do we know? Is this woman supposed to be the pilot? Yeah.
I don't even know yet. I have no idea.
I was going to say, because, I mean, obviously he's gone straight in with the flat Earth thing. I mean, how do we know she's a pilot? This is just, go on, carry on. Fuck it.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, I'm calling BS on this guy.
Exactly. Right? It sounds so bad. Yep.
Yeah. Something like Taboo Conspiracy does the same thing. Yeah. They don't have any contact information for these so-called flat Earth pilots.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even if you convince one real pilot to get drunk enough to say whatever you wanted, or you could pay one pilot to say whatever you wanted, that's one pilot comparatively to how many? So I'm still not going to listen to one pilot.
Yeah, but hold on there, Slim. Dr. Bob here is totally qualified to fly. My father was, there's Wolfie, there's a few, and I don't know one person with qualifications to fly any sort of aircraft that would willfully lie like that. You know,
Bob Nodell.
Yeah, Bobby 15. You always gotta love that guy.
Yeah.
Did anyone see that video that floated around of that pilot in a cockpit saying, "Yeah, the Earth is flat"? And then it turned out that was actually he got that guy to say, he'd hazard himself, just say it for the camera, blah blah. That apparently is what happened, and obviously got that clip, and then just there you go, there's a pilot in a cockpit saying, "Yeah, the Earth is flat." But even if you listen to the guy that's saying it, you can tell he's not even saying it convincingly. He's just sort of going, "Yeah, right, yeah, the Earth is flat."
And he could have tricked him by saying, so the communication system would use this thing that would only work in this range if the Earth is flat or something, and then got the guy to somehow be saying the Earth is flat, just by him speaking about something. You know what I'm saying? Just like
a jolly good cherry pick. That's what they do, innit?
Just like we were speaking about
only fucking way
the NASA people earlier that get go on news channels and get interviewed. They're not going to always say the exact right thing because they're NASA scientists. They're not public figures. That's not their job to talk to people. So if they say something wrong, it isn't because they're saying something wrong to hide something. And the other thing, if you're in a certain field, certain words mean a certain thing. And that's another thing that flat earthers don't understand is if you're in the music industry and you use the word flat, that means that the note is a certain way. If you're in a construction site and you're talking about the word flat, it means that we're talking about something level or in a different, you know what I'm saying? It's different context for things. And so a NASA person is going to say something, and to us, we don't completely understand what that means because it's a NASA term, or to them, it means something different. And these flat earthers think that's a gotcha moment. No, they're using the proper term with the way it works in that field.
Well, there was a moment.
Yeah. I was just going to say, let's move on.
I was typing in the background and whatnot, and nobody had a moment to jump in. That was funny. Okay, video time, obviously.
I was fucking screaming at the thing and realised the mic was off.
You ever done this before, Monkey? You know what you're doing? You're okay? You okay?
I do that a lot, you know, don't I? Well, I am a fucking monkey after all. And I'm pissed.
Well,
and I smoke pot.
Stop using your tail for the buttons and use one of your actual digits. But let's get to the video.
Stick my tail up your ass in a minute, mate.
Absolutely fucking pointless.
See? He knows. Okay, let's go.
He loves it.
Oh, yeah, like a...
Injury?
Yep, sure.
So, that's how I got, onto the internet at 2003. And I was reading about a lot and figuring things out.
How long have you been in the airline industry?
Actually, I got my license in '91. So I've been with the company that I'm at now, which is actually the best in Holland. There are not so many, but
pause. I absolutely know for a fact she's making this shit up. I can tell by her just listening to it. She doesn't know what to say. If she fucking had a license, she'd know the company. She'd say that straight away. She'd be clear and concise, and she ain't got a fucking clue what to say. She's talking crap.
Yeah, she supposedly, I've been looking her up. She supposedly got fired from her job as a pilot for being vocal about flat Earth. Well, if you've been fired, then you can tell us the name of the airline.
That's right.
Exactly. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She don't know shit. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. That's just someone blagging it.
So that, where did that, okay. So her FAA certification, that's just the U.S. though, right? Isn't it?
Dr. Bob would know, I think.
Yeah. I was going to say, how does that work for other countries? Is it easily accessible?
It's this, it's for the U.S., but people like Wolfie are licensed in Australia and the U.S.
Okay.
She's Dutch.
So
Dutch.
If
Wolfie's Australian.
So if her FAA license says she's a private pilot for single-engine aircraft, then what's the likelihood she's a commercial pilot flying multi-engine jets?
I mean,
zero.
Possible.
It's zero.
Or there's also the chance she's just an outright fucking liar.
Oh wait, it says issued on basis of a valid only when accompanied by a Holland pilot's license. So this is equivalent to her foreign-based private pilot's license. So she's a lying sack of shit. Is that what I'm taking from this?
Yeah, stewardesses that are commercial pilots.
Not valid for agricultural aircraft operations, so she can't even be a crop duster.
Wow, she can't even be Quaid in ID4, man. Wow.
So does that mean she can't fly over like 50 miles, or she hasn't flown over an ocean or something? Right?
I don't know what that means.
What? Well, I mean, in those indications,
single engine land.
Yeah. So you'd
It's
assume
single engine plane with wheels.
Wow. You would assume that those things can't go very far. I'm assuming with how big their fuelage, would it be a fuelage? The fuel tank, whatever is. So she's never flown over an ocean. So I wouldn't trust her telling me what shape the Earth was.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't trust her to clean my fucking toilet.
I mean, single engine aircraft. So like a Cessna 150 can't go over like 20,000 feet. So she's definitely never even flown a plane at cruising altitude.
Single engine would be a normally aspirated engine, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Bob.
Yeah,
you can get adding turbo to it is a little. It's an add-on.
Yeah, but
wouldn't be needed, right, Doctor Bob?
Yeah, it still limits your altitude, though, right?
To some extent, yeah.
Yeah.
Generally 16,000 feet.
So 16. That's it. Wow.
And
yet she knows the Earth is flat.
That's really damn high for a single engine plane.
Well, yeah, but not high enough to determine curvature.
No.
So she's flown what? Sorry, 16,000 feet
at most.
Probably at most.
I mean, at that limitation, you're gonna be flying along and go, shit, I can't get over that mountain.
Yeah, innit? Yeah. Yeah, it's just going on forever. Shit.
I may have been.
I'm not adjusting for the curvature of the Earth. You know, I'm just flying straight.
I may have been born at a higher. I may have been born at a higher altitude than that. I was born in Estes Park, Colorado, so I may have been born higher than she was. Than she can fly.
I think she's higher than that right now, giving the interview, but that's another thing.
She's passing herself off as someone who knows the Earth is flat because she's a pilot, and that's ridiculous.
But the thing is, as well, like he's saying, the airline industry. Does she work in the airline industry, or does she just get a fucking?
Well,
license?
she says she works the company she works for as a pilot is what it seems to me she's saying. Did I misinterpret that?
No, yeah, that's she. If not here, other places, she has claimed that she was fired from an airline for talking about flat Earth.
Yeah,
and I believe in this thing. She said she works for the airline industry or the company. She didn't say she was a pilot, I don't think, but maybe I missed that. But it sounded like she was trying to scapegoat around, saying that she works.
That's a possibility. Maybe she did work for an airline, but not as a pilot, and she was fired for talking about flat Earth. But it would be a lot more of like, you won't shut up about these ridiculous conspiracies. It's bothering everyone. We need to let you go.
Yeah,
she may have worked as a janitor.
Because also, if you listen to the other guy speaking to her, he's kind of putting words in her mouth, isn't he? You know.
Oh yeah,
leading the way.
It just seems fucking good.
We had Volcano Image and Bob jumping in there. Let's go with Volcano first.
I was just probably saying that maybe she worked as a janitor. I don't know.
That's a good one.
She cleans out the toilet.
That could be it.
Lines.
Somebody's got to clean the plane between flights.
Bob?
I think she was a very low-level employee that lost her job. She certainly wasn't one of their tip of the spear pilots.
No, I'm thinking along the lines of that bathroom wasn't cleaned properly. Sorry, we're going to have to let you go. But, maybe that's just me. We are getting close on time here to sending over to the after show. So why don't we give this schmuck one more chance and see what happens?
Yeah.
Sure. You guys know who's
there
interviewing
for
her, right?
22 years now.
Just to recap here real quick. So you got into conspiracies because your son got a vaccination and suffered some brain injury because of it.
Yeah.
And then started going down conspiracies, saw a couple things that had to do with flat Earth and gyroscopes and thought, this is sort of interesting.
Yeah.
So did you start poking around inside your company? Did you were there
that's what I did.
Friends of
yeah,
yours?
So I was just, because, there are lots of things that we are taught about, the spinning Earth. And I told to my colleagues, because of course you think about it, but then you just discard it, about how it is possible that the atmosphere spins with the globe.
Oh, Jesus
and then
Christ.
well, it might be gravity. And then it says, well, then you have to, it has to spin faster at a higher altitude, because there's no gradual difference.
Right.
So I thought, well, that's kind of strange. And also the speed.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank fuck for that. That was just stupid.
Yeah.
It's like listening to two children.
Oh,
so
even worse.
So when Mark Sargent advertises that he has interviewed pilots, engineers, and astronauts who say the Earth is flat, this is the caliber of nut job he's talking about.
Yes.
Astronauts.
Yeah.
Just a fun side note, while that was playing, I grabbed a screenshot of that high altitude footage there, compressed it left to right. Their Earth appears to be concave.
It's a wide angle lens.
It is. It's an ultra wide angle lens. That's all that was.
The wide angle lens can actually make it look like a curve, or it can make it look like it's concave.
Yeah, I just love the whole look, it's flat, even though it's not.
Yeah,
a lot of flat earthers use this video. They use a specific video to claim flat Earth, but they don't know anything about optics of cameras.
Right, because barrel distortion, you'll get a concave or convex view, whether you're above or below the center line of the frame. The center line of the frame is the only true 1-to-1 ratio of shape. And it's if you're using a GoPro or a digital camera, there are, depending upon the what lenses or optics you're using, that can be removed, by the way. The barrel distortion can be fixed. There's a plug-in for my GoPro that does the exact thing.
Yeah. Actually, if you use an iPhone or whatever, or Samsung Galaxy phone, and take a picture. All right, let's say you can go down to the ocean. Okay, take a picture of the horizon. As long as the horizon is in the middle of the picture, there's less barrel distortion. Okay,
right. Exactly.
When you compress it, you can actually see the curve.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you take another picture of a straight object, like a board or something like that, in the middle, you won't see any barrel distortion in the middle of the photo. So that's how you can tell if there's any barrel distortion problems with your phone. You take a picture of the horizon, and then also you take a picture of something straight and leave it in the middle, and that's how you can tell.
Yeah, Rory did something similar on his channel. He actually created this two straight edges parallel to each other and put the horizon between them and centered it in the picture, so that when he compressed the image horizontally, those two straight edges stayed straight, yet the horizon curved.
Yep.
And that's something you can test yourself. And if you're using an SLR, a digital SLR, if you're using a 50 millimeter lens, about 50 millimeters is a 1-to-1 ratio with no barrel distortion. You can use that as long as you're pretty high up and pretty far out. You can use that instead of a wide angle lens. Then you don't have to actually adjust for barrel distortion.
Exactly.
I tell you what, you know who started the globe lie, don't you? The ancient Greeks.
Oh yeah, who would you?
They're the ones.
Who would you put it on? Right, Eratosthenes. Does it go who would you put it on?
No. Was it Aristarchus? No,
yeah,
he didn't calculate.
Aristarchus. Yeah.
Was it him that worked out that it was a globe? And then Eratosthenes had to measure it, didn't he?
Aristarchus.
Yeah.
And he worked out distance to the sun. Distance to the sun, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. So who worked out it was a globe then?
I think that was a collective effort.
It wasn't Eratosthenes. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not hard, is it? I mean, they didn't have much else to do.
Wasn't it Aristotle?
There you go.
That's the one.
Aristotle
You bang on,
was
you
the
bang
one.
on. I knew it was in my head. I knew it was, yeah.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
One of my videos way back.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Aristotle suggested a round Earth in a geocentric system, right?
But it was still around, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was still around.
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they were wrong
you
about
know,
that for 200
Got that
years.
bit right.
Looking at the time here, guys, we better get wrap-ups done and send ourselves over to the after show where instead of debunking this crazy, we can just talk about the assholes. So let's see. Kevin, you want to take this over and, do us proud, man?
Sure. Yeah, tonight was fun. A lot of people talking about a whole lot of things they don't know anything about. Ugly German Truths also points out that Pythagoras was one of the first people to do any mathematical proofs.
Good one.
But let's go around the table and see what everyone else thought here. Mr. Dawson, since you're hosting, we'll start with you.
I yet again, just like the other night, I still have the corkscrew stuck in my right ear, and I'm trying to pull it out, and and I'm hoping that enough of my brain will be left so I could do a quick beer run and be good for the after show. But that was a great time. That was a good one. I enjoyed myself very much.
Excellent. Mike Bertelson, what did you think?
Well, we had a bunch of idiots talking about shit. They had no idea what they were talking about, and not one of them actually made a point. So pretty typical stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah. Steaming Cup of Reason just shared a funny thing in the green room that reminded me. I've encountered one other flat earther who claimed to be a pilot, and he followed that statement up with, "I fly a paramotor." If you don't know what a paramotor is, it's basically a big fan and a parachute.
Yes. That's
awesome. You don't need a license to fly one.
So can you get to 75,000 feet with one of those?
Pretty close, I think. Jutmonkthedrunk Monkey, what do you think of tonight?
Well, I'm still trying to work out what the first guy was fucking talking about. That was the biggest pile of steaming dog turd I've ever fucking tried to decipher, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm still trying to decipher. I'm going to have to go back, maybe watch it a few more times to see if there was anything at all. But I don't know if I'll waste my fucking time.
Don't do it.
And as for as for this bird, well, she probably, has done a little bit, but I think she's just fucking trying. I don't know. He's putting words in her mouth, and she's talking out of her fucking ass. As usual, it's all a pile of bullshit, and that's all we ever drag from the pits of fucking YouTube.
All we've ever got. Slim Living Cyborg, what do you think of tonight?
Oh, geez, there was so much stupid, and thanks for having me on, as always. Let's go to the after show.
Fair enough. Aimee, what do you think of tonight?
Sorry, I was in something else. It was an awfully fun night, and I just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat for coming, and I also want to thank everyone on the panel for coming too. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night, and see you at the after show.
Fair enough. Bob the Science Guy, what did you think?
Oh, I stopped taking them seriously a long time ago. If you ever have an actual flat Earth pilot that wants to have a chat with me, I'll be happy to have a friendly chat with him. We'll just try and get to the bottom of some of this stuff.
Oh, God, I want that so badly.
Yes, me too. Still waiting for the flat Earth engineer.
Yeah. Oh. And last but certainly not least, our guest for the evening, Volcano Image. Thank you very much for joining us. I know it can sometimes be hard to get a word in edgewise, but we do appreciate you being here. What do you think of tonight?
Oh, thanks for having me on. I arrived here a little bit late, but all I can say is a flat Earth pilot. That shit don't make sense.
Nope.
It doesn't make sense whatsoever. That's just as silly as pink elephants.
Yeah, there are no true flat Earth pilots, at least not on the professional level.
There can't be.
Exactly.
By definition.
Are they as silly as drunk monkeys?
It's
Drunk monkeys.
It's
Drunk
a
monkeys.
I like your
disqualification
avatar. I like
for
your
a
avatar.
pilot's
Man.
license. Yeah, it's a disqualifying condition for a pilot's license, mental illness.
Yeah, it has to be, right? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, flat Earth pilot. That's the funniest thing I ever heard of. That shit makes no sense.
I would trust a drunk monkey to fly me before a flat earther. That's for sure.
Well, guys, I got to
Fly on my
run.
butt.
I'll try and swing by the after show a little later.
Cool.
Yeah, but Dr. Bob, it's the same meat sling, so just pop in when you want, right? So on that, wait a minute.
Security alert.
No.
Morons detected.
Damn it.
Deploying countermeasures. Flat Earth vermin have been eradicated. Condition green.
Well, there we go.
And that's how you end the show. Blowing up.
Exactly. On that note, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. It's been the Silly Shill Show live on the EiE Network. Tickle that subscribe button and all that fucking douche tuber shit. I can't even bring myself to say it. Holy fuck. Let's say goodnight, everybody. We're out of here.
Oh my god, boy!
Catch you on the flip
Good night, everybody.
side.
Yes, good night, everybody.